Alrighty guys, welcome to today's stream. Now I know the game says Elden Ring and we're in Minecraft, but I just really wanted to play Minecraft and Elden Ring today, and I really wanted to live stream Elden Ring and Minecraft. Oh, hello, go in there, go join your friend. Anyways, so I'm like, oh well, why don't we just do both? So here we are, we're playing Minecraft. I just want to get some digging done, just some chillax grind work in Minecraft, get that done, and then we're going to be playing some Elden Ring. And what I'm doing, if you're curious, I got bored while doing the last challenge thing that I was doing. I thought I would really enjoy that because I like being overpowered in games, but you know, when a game isn't designed to do that, oh, I should have grabbed two more, that's fine. When a game isn't designed to be played in a certain manner and you play it like that, it just isn't fun. It's the same as when you like play, yeah, this is so good. When you play Minecraft and you cheat items into the game, it's just not as fun as going out and collecting the resources manually, because that's kind of the fun of survival Minecraft, is going out gathering everything. So who knew playing a Souls-like game and being overpowered from the beginning wouldn't be that enjoyable, actually. So we're gonna stop doing that, because if I'm not having fun, then the video is not going to be enjoyable. I thought I'd have a lot more fun, and it's more enjoyable when you build to an overpowered level than starting off like that. So instead, we're doing a new challenge, a new Elden Ring challenge that's actually absolutely insane. We're gonna 100% Elden Ring. And there's a lot that goes into that. What I mean is there's a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to defeat all the bosses like we were originally planning to. That was kind of a part of that. But we're also going to try to collect everything you can collect in the game. Obviously, for renewable resources, we're only going to collect one of. I think there are still, like, even on technicality, there's some items that I only am going to collect one of, where I could technically collect all of them, because it's a limit. But I'm not going to worry about those kinds of items. We're just going to focus on the actual, the collectible stuff. And by leaving a little wiggle room in there, somebody else might see the challenge and say, well, I'll take you up on that and do the extra items that you did get and do my own 100%. And I don't know, maybe it'll spark something. But that's what we're going to be working towards. I have been making a spreadsheet of literally everything you can collect in Elden Ring. From weapons to the skills that you can, sorceries, incantations, all of these things. The problem is, the way I did it was really bad, and I have to basically redo the entire thing. So I've been working on the redo, and then I just realized that I need to redo even more parts, so it's technically not even done. So we're going to be playing Elden Ring, and we're going to be trying to complete it based on the information I do have, and hope for the best. So that's why it's in Elden Ring, because once we're finished digging this out, I think we're going to move over to that. Unless I'm having a really good time digging, then whoa, I guess we're doing 4. Which is really bad because my inventory is almost full already, so it's, that's fine. That's fine, I guess. So that's kind of the plan for today. Either that or y'all are going to be on the journey of me fixing that spreadsheet, because there's like 4 columns that I have to redo because they're not done well. So the way I did it is I went region by region. Said, what are all of this things in this region? What are all the things I can collect in the region? Because I said another thing we're going to do, like a challenge on the challenge, is we're going to region lock ourselves to an extent to collect everything in that region before we can move on to the next thing. There are a few exceptions, and I'll get into that more when we get to Elden Ring, but just because I also want some of this stuff in the recording, and I don't want the recording to start in Minecraft, because that's when I started talking about it. I think that would be kind of weird, but it would be kind of funny. But no, I'm not recording anyways right now. We're just streaming. We'll record the Elden Ring stuff for better playback. Don't know if that's actually the right word, but just better video quality. Either way, I might take you along fixing that up, because I have to, fix up 4 more columns. I've been fixing. I literally stayed up until 1 in the morning because I was fixing the columns and being like, and I basically had to redo entire columns because, essentially, I right now, to give you perspective, doing going region by region in the Elden Ring wiki and figuring out what items are in each region and weapons and all that kind of stuff, with mainly weapons, there were 187 weapons to collect in all of Elden Ring in all of that region. Or in all of Elden Ring, across all regions, having done it region by region. Looking up just the weapons alone category, there are actually 308 weapons in all of Elden Ring, plus 5 extra tools, which are in the weapon category. So, we'll add those to the weapons, I guess, because it's in the category of it. I think it can be used as a weapon, but it's technically not a weapon, sort of. I think it's one of those weird situations where it's like, by technicality, it's not a weapon, but it can be used as one. That's also not including any of the DLC stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do DLC. I'm tempted to get it, but also I kind of want to do everything I'm doing right now. I'm going to make videos of each region, because that way, and then I'm going to have like one giant movie at the end of it, which is the entire playthrough, which is just a combination of all of the videos minus the introductions on each of the individual ones, because we won't need that anymore. And so it'll just be a giant collectathon. But there will also be like defeating all the bosses, any funny moments and all that kind of stuff that happens, which is why it's fun to stream it, because it's a lot easier to capture those moments than when you're just like recording and just playing alone. But we'll most likely be recording most of the playthroughs and playing alone, unless it peaks popularity and people are interested in it. But I think the 100% run will be more interesting to watch, because, and there's also a lot of stuff, like, there's so many items in the game. That's another category I have to do, is the items. Though, I may actually have a good chunk of it. So, like, for some of them, I was missing, like, a couple. And I just had to find the ones that I was missing for whatever reason and add those to the list. And those ones weren't that bad. Other ones, there was a big gap where there should have been more items, more like weapons, as an example. Weapons, shields. Armor actually is one of the only few categories I have more armor in the category. In my like column, I have more armor sets in my column. I think I have 146 armor sets in the column, and there's only 126 armor sets in Elden Ring. So there's a possibility, like, it looks like armor we're chilling on, because I think there may be repeats where it's like you can get just the helmet of this, but the helmet's also included in the set. I guess one thing, actually, now that I think about the armor, I may need to double check that, because one of the things with armor is also any hats that you can wear, anything that's like a singular thing. So I may just look up like helmets, chest pieces, leggings. I don't know how the Elden Ring classifies it, what the terminology is in Elden Ring. That's obviously Minecraft terminology, but doing that will hopefully allow me to figure that kind of stuff out. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, won't worry about it. Just digging endstone. So yeah, figured I'd take an impulse route to the live streams, and we'd start off by just digging some endstone, because we have a lot to do. As you can see, I've been working hard digging endstone in the end. A lot of it. And we're slowly but surely creeping our way closer and closer to a completely mined out end, which is kind of awesome. It's still going to take a hot minute, but for the most part, we're almost there. And of course, like, you're like, oh, void, but it's actually all glass. I actually have very little glass left over, so we may need to do more glass placing, but I think for right now, the beacon range basically covers everything, and also where all the glass is. So, yeah, I think we'll be pretty chillin'. And I also think once the end is gone, it'll probably be smart to do some kind of design around these to make them look better floating. Because otherwise, right now, they'll just float with nothing necessarily supporting it. And some of the things I want to do once the end is gone is, like, underneath some of these areas, make it look more like it's actually hovering and has, like, some kind of magic that's letting it hover above the void. You know what I mean? More spaceship, sci-fi kind of stuff. Because right now, otherwise, it'll just be floating, which I still think would look good, but I think we could make it look better with, like, I'm thinking end rods kind of dotted around underneath, like, this section right here. We would have, like, in a circular pattern, end rods getting from larger to, like, smaller, and kind of doing that, like, circular things. That's the plan. But I need the end to be removed first, so I have the space to actually build those, and get an idea for what that would look like. So, here we are. We're digging out the end, guys. We're digging out the end while we dream of Elden Ring. Which I have honestly been really enjoying. More than I thought I would. But yeah, so this morning has been more Elden Ring spreadsheet stuff. I was hoping to get it done, but I also had work, like, assignments for school to do. And because I'm doing film and stuff, a lot of that revolves around film. So this semester, that's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say summer, but it's not summer. This semester, at the end of it, we're going to be working on an actual, like, feature-length production. One of our professors wrote a script for it. I can't give any details about the story or anything like that, but I can talk about, my journey being in this. So the way the film program here works is everyone's divided into two, like, you get to decide. Last semester we got to decide where we would want to be in the film thing, and, like, one of the film jobs we could be in. And so the three that I wanted to be in was script supervisor, otherwise known as scripty, the assistant director first AD team, and the AC team, which would be camera department. I got scripty and AD, I didn't really care for AC. I just put it there because I needed a third. So yeah, I got the two that I wanted. So for phase 1 training, because they're going to do 2 phases. Phase 1, I'm script supervisor. Phase 2, I'll be on the AD team, wherever the key, which is just the person in charge. Whoever the key is will decide exactly what I'll be doing as on the AD team. So that's kind of exciting. So I've been doing a lot of scripted paperwork. Next Monday, I'll be in AD training. So the phase transition will be almost here. But yeah, so I was doing some of that. One of the cool things that you have to do as a script supervisor. Now, let me explain what a script supervisor does, because you probably don't know that. You're like, okay, you think it's somebody who supervises the script, and, like, for the most part, you're right, but it's not like an editor to the script. That's not our job. Our job is continuity. To sum it up in one word, it's continuity. The script supervisor's job is to make sure that the script that you're following, the movie you're making, follows said script. And another way to understand it is the scripty is basically the on-set editor. They're the ones making sure that the movie is going to cut together well and correctly. They're keeping track of what direction are the characters facing. If they enter screen left, that means the previous scene they had to exit screen right. And if they exit screen left again, then the next scene they have to enter screen right. And it's knowing all of those things because, of course, with screen direction, when you're cutting between stuff. Now, where it gets really difficult is, of course, movies are rarely ever filmed chronologically to how they're written in the script. You're filming it however you have location. So a lot of times you'll be dotting around. So the scripty has to keep track of, okay, in this shot, which is a part of scene 3, this is what's going on, but I need to remember this information so when we get to scene 4, which is in a different part of this house, which we're going to film 3 days from now, I need to know what happened in this stuff so it continuity-wise correlates between stuff. And that's kind of the job. We're also, while we're on set and we're watching the scene, not only are we taking all of these notes, but we're also timing each take. And the reason we time it so we can get an idea of how long each take is going to be. So for the editor, they know how long it's going to be in the movie, and we can kind of tally it up to see how long is the movie going to be on a rough estimate. And so what I was doing this morning was timing the script. I was acting out all of the roles, reading the action lines, and kind of pretending to do the movie to figure out how long is it going to take to make each individual scene. And kind of figuring that out, so that way we can use that later in some of our paperwork and our daily progress report, where we say, well, how much did we get through? How many shots did we do? How many scenes did we get through? How many pages? And when you do like pages, it's based on 1/8 of a page. We go by eighths. So you measure out how, with a scene, it's like, okay, you have a scene. That scene is going to be however many eighths of a page. And you're supposed to measure it. I eyeball it because the measurements are going to be inaccurate anyways. There's no like truly correct way, and even when you measure it, you still have to make your best judgment of, is this 1/8, is this 2/8? You know, it's about 1.5 eighths, you know what I mean? You can't do halves, so you either have to decide, is that 1 or is that 2? So as long as you kind of get a rough gist of how long it is, it's more as a helpful tool for everyone else to know what exactly is, you know, how long things are going to be, because of course 1 page results in 1 minute. Even when you're timing, though, you're not making that by estimate. You're not like, okay, well, if 1 page is a minute, then that means if you have 4/8, it's going to be 30 seconds. Not necessarily if it's, you know, only 4/8 of a page, your scene is, but that 4/8 is a montage, that might take a lot longer because there's going to be action. You might rest the camera a little bit and do all of that kind of stuff. And like 1/8 of a page technically would be 10-ish seconds, or actually not even. I don't even know what 1/8, how that would be, because obviously 60 seconds divides evenly on 6, but not on 8. So you see what I mean? The math is hard. So that's why we have to do it this specific way. So that's what I was doing this morning, was timing that script, acting out the scenes, which is kind of fun. You know what I mean? And just kind of getting an understanding of the script. And then, of course, we have our breakdowns to figure out what's in the scene, what kind of stunts are you looking at, visual effects, props, wardrobe, set decoration, what cast you have, all of this information. And almost every department is going to be making a script breakdown, and they're almost all going to look the same. Though, like, wardrobe is going to pay way more attention to the wardrobe, and then, like, sound is going to put probably more attention to detail in areas where, like, the script supervisor wouldn't necessarily say that, like, walking is a sound, but the sound guy is going to say, well, we're probably going to want him walking. If he's walking on the hillside, are there leaves crunching underneath his feet? You know, do we need to record Foley for that? And it's like, there's all these little details that kind of go into making a movie. In the pre-production of the movie, it's like, okay, well, what sounds are you gonna need when you're on set? How do I, as a sound guy, get that? I kind of like sound. Sound to me is like doing the dishes. Like, do I really want to do it? Not really. I don't look forward to doing it, but when I'm doing it, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's honestly not that bad. It can be kind of relaxing, depending. But then sometimes you hit those snags where, like, the pan, just no matter how much you scrub, it won't clean, so you gotta scrub harder, and you get into those issues with sound where it's like, well, there's background noise. And it's the other thing with me and sound is it's very fearful, because bad audio breaks a film or anything like that. So, like, going into thesis season next semester, I need to make sure I have a pretty good audio guy. I need to make sure my audio, above all else, sounds good, because if audio sounds bad, it's going to almost be unwatchable. You know, if you can't listen to it, you're not going to like it. So that's going to be pretty difficult, is trying to get sound, especially because in what I have right now for my thesis, there is a lot of bustling crowds of people. And so originally I was planning on doing a crowd release form, which is basically putting up a poster in front of the area and saying, hey, if any person walks in this area, you are going to be on film. You are legally consenting to being on that film by walking into this area. That's basically what a crowd release is. No signatures or anything needed necessarily, just making people aware so that way they can't sue you and say, I didn't get paid even though I was this random background character that's 20 meters away. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. Crowd release, you walked in, you consented by walking in. The problem is, of course, you'd want all the noise, but really, you don't want the noise. The good news is like for one of the scenes, there's no dialogue, meaning I'll still capture on-set audio, but I don't have to worry about dialogue. So no ADR, no wild lines, and so ADR is recording dialogue after the fact and trying to match it, which sucks. It's not good. You don't ever really want to get ADR. That's like you really got bad audio and you need to fix it, and this is the only way to make it clean is ADR. Otherwise, avoid it. Wild lines is the better alternative. It's the similar kind of vein, but it's you pull your actors aside after they've done the scene while they still have it fresh in their mind, how they acted, their cadence and all that, and you have them re-say everything in a more controlled, quiet environment, but you're still in the environment, and that way, and it's mainly to capture that performance, because ADR could be months from since they performed it. Now they have to remember how exactly they performed it, and that's going to be really difficult, and that'll probably sound. And so sometimes, and I'm not going to lie, if you've ever watched a movie and there was bad ADR, it probably looked like that movie for that section was dubbed over because it didn't line up very well. And that's why, because they probably did ADR. They had to. So that's kind of a little fun factoid if you're ever watching a movie and you're like, man, what they're saying isn't really lining up with their lips very well. Like, it kind of is, but like clearly they're giving more emotion in what I'm seeing versus what they're saying. They probably did ADR. Or possibly wild lines. But hopefully wild lines would sound better. Because those are all the kind of things to kind of keep in your head while doing all that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. We did a mock set, which was pretty cool. So I actually got to do like scripty things on a mock set. And the AD team was there, and a bunch of other people were also there. It was really funny because BTS behind the scenes was there, and they had like a proper camera, proper audio equipment, a full slate. Meanwhile, the actual people making the film had an iPad, no boom, no audio that they actually could use. They just had to pretend as if they had audio, as if they were the audio guy and had a boom pole, even though BTS literally had a boom pole, and they had a camera as well. So that's just kind of funny that the BTS had better equipment than the literal film crew. Not that that's literally not true in anything. BTS probably wouldn't necessarily have that unless you have really high equipment stuff, but BTS is getting the lesser quality stuff. It was just funny for that set specifically. But either way, I got to actually be a scripty on that, and that was really fun doing all that, because it's like, yeah, keeping track of it. And then the director would be like, hey, how is this character sitting? I don't remember. And the script would have to say, yes, I wrote that down, because we need to make sure that it's consistent across all the shots of this scene. He should be sitting the same way every time and be moving the same way every time. So I had to make note of that. I had to make note of where he was looking. And then you're also making note, is he saying the lines correctly? How much does the director care about the lines being correct? There's one part where the director was like, yeah, actually, we want to not have him say that line. I'm going to switch the line to this. And then I had to write that down. We're switching the line to this. There was another part. So in film, there is a rule, the 180 rule. When you're filming, I'm gonna do this, right? Let's say we're filming something. Let me pick all this up. I'm gonna lay it out, right? Let's say we're filming a character over here, right? We're filming a character here. Let's have two characters talking, right? We have two characters right here talking. The 180 line is this line right in between their eye lines. If I'm on this side of this guy, right? If I'm viewing this guy, then I have to do the shot on this side. If I go to this side, it breaks the continuity. And if I do this shot here and this shot here, when we get to the close-up, if I'm like close up to this guy here and I do this, and we're like talk, we're really close up, and then we do this side, you want to be on this side. But if I do this, it's going to look like they're side by side and not across from each other like they're supposed to be. So like you got to pay attention to those. So the 180 line got broken. I was like, I'm pretty sure the 180 line is broken right now. And the director's like, you know what, that's fine. And I was like, okay. Then you write in your notes, director, okay, 180 line broke. And you need to make sure that you say that the director was okay with it. So when the director sees the edit and says, why did we break the 180 line? What was my scripty doing? They look at the notes and say, I'm the one who said that we would do that. Now I have to reap the consequences of that. And then the other thing is she had the actor. All right, let me do another example. There's a hallway, right? Camera is facing this way. Even though previously the shot was over here, and we had a few shots like here and here, and then we had this one that was here. So this kind of broke the 180 line because the camera was previously over there. So theoretically it should have been over here. But we broke the 180. And I think in this case, it may not even have been. But either way, one thing she did, the actor had been coming from this side in like that, right? To camera over here. She had one shot where the actor actually came in from this side in here. And I was like, hey, the actor came from screen right when he's been coming from screen left. And we know he's coming from screen left because of the previous shots. So I told the director, and the director said, well, we'll just flip film. You know, they're literally going to flip it so that way he's coming from the right screen direction. I said, okay, write that down. Director, okay, flipping the film. But then later, for a different shot, I had suggested, hey, we have a shot where we're on this side of the hallway now, right? So we have the hallway like that, and then this hallway here, right? And he comes in. So the actor comes in. He's supposed to do this movement, right? But in the shot that she liked, he was coming in from this side. So I said, what if our actor, instead of doing this, runs in, goes here first, realizes this is wrong, and then comes back in to fix that issue? And so that's what we did, and that fixed the continuity issue there. And so that's kind of like what the script supervisor is going to be doing on set, is we're going to be like, okay, well, there's that issue, here's how to fix it. Now, you're not that you're going to be like, you're making your movie wrong. You don't want to do that, but you want to like bring it up to the director, be like, hey, just want to let you know that because of this shot, because of this, in order to fix that continuity-wise, you do that. You can also, before a take starts, you can stop production to be like, hey, continuity, we need to stop for continuity because let's say your actor was eating a granola bar that had a green wrapper, and then all of a sudden, in the next take, and we saw him eating this granola bar in the previous shot, and we're doing another shot, and he's still eating it because it's a different shot. And so in the next shot, he's holding a red granola bar, like a red wrapper granola bar, and instead when it was supposed to be green. That's when, you know, Scripty notices that, hey, that's supposed to be red. You know for sure that the continuity is broken. You're like, before they say action, you're like, hey, well, wait for continuity, swap out the wrappers, make sure that it's the correct granola bar, and all as well. I just realized when it comes to actually eating food, because there's a big dinner table scene in this script, right? I need to make sure if I'm scripty during that part of the movie making process, because there's the two phases, so I might be on the AD team instead, and I don't have to worry about it. But if I do have to worry about it, I have to make sure that the food that they're eating looks consistent across the screen. If we're at this point in the meal, then they can't be almost done eating if they just got the food, right? So you have to make sure that the food stays consistent across the shot so it actually looks like they're eating it. So when the one guy asks for seconds, he actually has an empty plate and not earlier. You know what I mean? Like, you have to watch out for all that stuff. It's a lot to keep track of. It's all about keeping track of things. The good news with me, I'm very observant. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm very observant as a person. So that part comes naturally. The part that doesn't is taking notes. I'm a very bad note taker. But I have really good memory, so that kind of makes up for it, but I can't rely on that, so I do have to take notes. So what I'm probably going to do is have some crazy shorthand, so that way I know what I'm talking about. When people ask me questions, I can understand my own shorthand. For like facing left, facing right, like all that kind of stuff. I need to make sure that I'm shorthand. And when it comes to like the bigger stuff, like he has this, I might take the time to write that out. And if you do rehearsals, you can get a lot of that information written down in the rehearsal, because theoretically it should follow that exact rehearsal. And then you're just making the adjustments to any of the changes to the rehearsal. And so that's kind of the vibes that's going on. But yeah, this has been kind of crazy. And then we'll start AD next week. Next Monday will be first AD class and learning how exactly to do that. And because of the mock set, I do know a little bit of the stuff that's going to be expected of me. Of course, ADs are always early. I'm almost always early, 20 minutes till every class, so that's not a problem for me. That's not going to be difficult to make sure that I'm early. So I'm not worried about that at all. I think I'm going to repair my pickaxes because this was my 5th netherite pickaxe before I head over to Elden Ring, but then we'll swap over. Get that done. Get that situated. So yeah, it's been kind of exciting to work on scripty stuff and to do all the things. You know, it's starting to like really feel real. It's scary, I will say. It is very scary because it's like a lot is gonna ride on me doing my job well. So I have to make sure that I do my job well. Otherwise, there's gonna be a lot of problems. So, alright, let's go fly a kite. Lower that. We do not need to hear Endermen screaming at the top of their lungs. So we want to do this. If you're curious for this end project, yes, I will be rebuilding this. In case you were asking. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I think I'm going to swap from Streamlabs over to Stream Elements. I've already swapped my chat widget box to Stream Elements because it has a little bit more control over the size of the chat box, whereas Streamlabs doesn't, or at least not that I know that it does. And so you can really customize it because for Elden Ring, normally I have my chat in the bottom left of the screen. You know what I mean? And that's pretty chill. For Elden Ring, there's information in the bottom left, top left, and bottom right of the screen. There's no information in the top right. So I needed to make sure that the chat box, didn't go off screen, but wasn't too far in the middle of the screen, and Streamlabs just didn't have the capabilities to do that. Once again, not that I could find. So I watched a tutorial of somebody going through it, and they were using Stream Elements instead. And so I got my chat box swapped over, but because I also got a like plugin and stuff, I did a whole bunch of stuff with Stream Elements. It looks like nothing's broken, which is good. Everything should be going through. It doesn't look like anything's not going through properly. So that's good. But I'm probably going to swap over to Stream Elements instead of Streamlabs because it's a little bit cleaner and easier to use, if I'm being honest. So it's kind of nicer that way. I'm going to move my microphone a little bit, get it a little bit closer to my mouth. I would have it closer, but the problem is the arm isn't long enough. Yeah, because I kind of need it to be where it is because the actual like clamp is in a very specific location. So it's kind of funny. I'm thinking when we do the swap as well, I will get myself something to drink. Because I've been talking a lot and I'm daggum thirsty. And then we'll see how long Elden Ring goes. I plan to, while I'm not talking about Elden Ring related things, we're going to dive deep into story. One thing I also have learned, okay, so I'm like a really interesting use case of a person, okay? The reason I say that is because I'm very knowledgeable on certain topics, but when it actually comes to doing said topic, I tend to perform poorly. An example of such is VFX or animation. I know what goes in to make it good to a degree. There's a certain element that I wouldn't know with VFX because I haven't been fully in it, but like I watch a lot of stuff on the subject, mainly Corridor Crew, and I've learned a lot from that. So like I feel confident that I'd be able to know what I should be doing. And not that I couldn't learn more, but I know a lot about it. But could I do VFX shots? Not a chance. Like, not at all. Story is one of those things. I know what makes a good story, and I'm really good when it comes to formatting a script. Don't get me, my formatting is excellent. But I'm noticing my storytelling is not that good. I'm not as good of a storyteller as I'd like to be. I'm really good at formatting, and I'm really good at world building. Those two things I've got down, but when it comes to putting the two together to make a story, I tend to fall short, and there tends to be a lot of gaps, or I tend to be too smart with it. And sometimes I need to be a little dumber, where like I have so many connections and so many little things like, oh, this connects to that and that connects to that and that does that. And it's like this huge kind of like scheme, not a bad scheme, but like, you know what I mean? It's all this craziness. And it's like this connects to that, this connects to that, this connects to that. And it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but I'm not giving any of that information to the audience at all. And I'm expecting them to just figure it out. And I'm relying, I think I'm actually one of the weird people that actually uses subtext too heavily. I need to use more exposition, and so that's what I'm going to try to do to fix my thesis up, is try to use more exposition right at the beginning to kind of explain character motivation, because I have a lot that I've written about my characters to kind of explain, okay, what's their internal drive, what's their internal pull. I know exactly what it is for my characters. The problem is I am keeping all of that information to myself and not telling it to the audience at all. So the audience is just left there confused. Oh man. I'm actually surprised I managed to reach that without pulling those. Okay, there we go. Do that. I need to get more netherite pickaxes. That's a problem for another day. We're gonna grab all of those. We're gonna pop up here. Don't really care about the sulky, repairing that. And we'll go ahead and put all this stuff away. But yeah, look at how cool this thing is gonna look over the void. There's like gonna be nothing here. It's gonna be amazing. Gotta remove that, but that's currently like the only way over. And I don't want to fully remove it in case people don't have an elytra or something. I don't know. I don't know what use case they're gonna be in. But either way, I know story really well. So I actually really enjoy critiquing other people's stories, because I tend to be really good at that kind of stuff, because I can notice what's not there. But also, I'm such a logical person that it's on like a logical scale on whether or not it's a good story. And so there's some times where like you can break rules and it still works for the story. You know what I mean? You can break a rule and it works for the story. And that's always interesting, where it's like, okay, but this theoretically breaks your story. There's one person that I've been talking to a lot and helping them with their story and reading it a lot. So now I know their story really well. Better than I probably know my own story at this point, because I've changed my thesis script like 10 times in terms of story, because I never liked any of the other stuff. I like what I have now, and I'm very happy to keep working on this specific idea because it's more interesting. That's a whole nother conversation. But either way, I've been helping them with their story a lot. And so there's also, it's funny because there's a lot of things that I've mentioned multiple times over. And some of it is also personal preference to me. Like, I just like it when things look a certain way or read a certain way, whereas somebody else... Why do I have two... Interesting. Boxes of endstone. Add to the bulk list. Look at this. Look at all that endstone that I mined. Actually, let's do a statistic. Let's do items. Endstone. 142,000 endstone mined. Kind of crazy. Actually kind of crazy. And we've almost picked up all of it as well. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's move over to Elden Ring. So we'll go to BRB, and I will get myself something to drink, get that all set up. It might be some finagling because it's weird, but we'll get that sorted. Alright, I'm back. There's going to be a lot of moving elements. So we're going to start with this one. Okay. So I kind of have to go back to this, because I only have one game capture, and it's set to Minecraft. So I need to set that to Elden Ring. Then I need to cut Spotify. Don't need it anymore. Elden Ring has its own music. Then, okay, so yeah, that's there. That should be everything necessary. So you can pop Elden Ring back up. Do that. Perfect. And we're gonna do new game. I also have my laptop in front of me, because we're gonna do Vagabond, because he has a lot of vigor and a lot of strength, a lot of dex. He's just like a good old guy. We're gonna need a type in here. What should this guy's name be? I do have a detailed appearance that I want him to have. Hold on, I gotta look at my guy. Yeah, let's load favorite. We want to load this guy in. This guy, yeah? Look at this guy. That zooms in. These buttons don't do anything. Alright, well, either way. This is our guy. This is our little guy. What does he look like? He does look like a John. See, I want to call him John Elden Ring. But the problem is I got that from a video game. Like, not a video game. I got that from... oh, whatchamacallit. Brain is blanking. Brain blanking. From another person's video. They put that in their thumbnail title. They put that in their title. So I don't want to do that, because somebody else has already done it. So I got to come up with somebody else clever. So, what's this guy? So I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet that I've been working very hard on, because it has everything there and has everything we need. So I think probably what we'll start off by doing is probably getting as many Limgrave sites as graces as we can. We'll probably speedrun, like, just try to get all the sites of graces around the area. That's probably a good place to start, and then we can move on from that. And we're going to try to fight the boss at the beginning of the game, because I think that'll be good. He just looks like a John, so I might do John. I want to do John Dice, but his skin isn't yellow, so that doesn't make sense. And that's also something I got from somebody else, so it's not original to me. Is this better for microphone? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out placement. As I said, I want it to be like much closer to my mouth, and it's just not, because I literally physically can't move it any closer. I mean, I could get closer, but not to the degree. Like, I'd need to be talking here for it to be really good. And I'm a little bit further back. Maybe if I push it over this way, we can do something. Oh, there's a lot of moving parts right now. Let's see. Oh, why is this so difficult? I just need a name. I need to look at him again. I need to look at him. What do you guys think? What is this guy's name? Let's see. Ooh, what about John Hundo? Wait, who's... Hold up, Hold up. I'm like 99% sure I know this answer, but I want to like double check. Okay, I am right. It is Ben Frank. Okay, Ben Frank is on there. So if we do... Let's do something related to that. Let's be smart, because that's what we like to do. So Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill. So if we do... I got the name. Jonathan Franklin. Oh, I can't do Jonathan. Yeah, I can't do that. Jonathan Frank. Yes. His name is Jonathan Frank. He's a vagabond keepsake. We could do the Crimson Metal Banana. Whatever thing we decide here, we get. I definitely want a keepsake because we're literally collecting things. We're collecting one of everything. Crimson Amber Medallion gives us some stuff. Lands Between Rune gives us runes. Gold Seed. Bewitching Branch kind of helps as well. Stone Sword Key. Shabriri's Row creates like an attracts enemies' aggression. Let's go. Honestly, let's go with Crimson Amber. I like more health, more gooder. So, I need to look at what things I have on my character because that's items that we get. Oh, and I need to be recording this as well. We need to record as well. We can skip this. We don't care. We can just start in here. And alright, so immediately, so we got parry skill. Right, which is that button there. Okay. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. Tarnished Wizened Finger. So we can start off. Thank you for that. It's going to go through a lot of tutorial stuff, which is unfortunate. We can go to inventory. Yes, I'm aware of how this works. So we have all of our items. So we have a halberd as well. Welcome into Knowledge on both sides. And as you can see, we've got it up on the top right now because nothing is in that corner. Obviously, nothing is on our screen right now. But we need to start marking. Appreciate that. Appreciate the thing. So we have Vagabond Knight's Greaves. We don't have Sights of Grace. So, when it comes to items, I don't know if this is in the items category. No, it is not. So we can not worry about items. We don't have an item. Weapons? Do we have... Please tell me I have these weapons at least in here. So we have... So we do have a halberd. I'm going to have to find it manually. So we do have a halberd. And we have a long sword. Which, ironically, is one of the things that we do not have on our weapons list at this current moment in time. I told you I need to redo it. I only have 187 weapons here. I'm supposed to have 308. So we can do longsword. We can just go ahead and check that mark right off the bat. Shields, we have heater shield. Oh, and then armor, we have vagabond. Which if I go ahead and sort A to Z, vagabond knight set, so we can count that. Which apparently you get in mountaintops, which is kind of crazy. Shields, we have the heater shield. We're supposed to have 87 shields. I only have 38 over here. Oh, it's not alphabetical. Fix that. And yep, that shield we do not have. The heater shield. So I'm gonna mark that. And then talismans. We have crimson, amber. Crimson Amber Medallion, which raises our maximum HP. Tarnished Wizened Finger. This, I think, is a multiplayer item, so I don't actually think I have multiplayer items as things that I'm collecting. Because they're not that important. Oh, but I do have it here. I do have it here anyways. Tarnished Wizened Finger, used to write messages in other worlds. Yes. That, my friends, is everything we've got in our inventory so far. If we look over here, we have Memory of Grace. No. I don't want that there. I don't want that there. Because I don't want to accidentally click on that. Okay, so that's everything. We can move on. Yay! Okay. Chapel of Anticipation. So, there's a door right here that I never noticed. Let's see, can I get in here? Door's locked shut. I want to. The reason I'm going to explore this is because I want to see if there's any items that I could theoretically pick up. Oh, I'm fat. Can I take that off? We're still a medium low with that. We don't need the halberd on there. That's better. That's better. So we can. Oh, shit. I want that there. So we parry, if we get the timing right. Probably not. I want to try to parry, because parrying is actually kind of cool. Good thing I tested that before the fight. I know there's like a Nakescent butterfly, but we have to get that after we beat the boss. And you only fought this boss not correctly, so there's a good chance that I'll die straight off the gate. But that's okay. Looking for any items, looking for any early easy pickups. Any? No. Seriously, that's depressing. I know there's like a way that you can get here. That is. Alright, we're gonna fight the boss, the Grafted Scion, because that's a boss I need to kill anyways. If I can kill him now, that'd be great. But I'm probably gonna die trying because I'm not overpowered. Shoot, I think I just died. Well, we'll have to come back and kill him later. I did better than I thought I would against him. I also just realized that I didn't think I had the heals. So we could go... Actually, this guy, I have to talk to him. Cool. That's an NPC right there. Gotta remember which NPC specifically. So I'm gonna go filter my locations. And only see Limgrave stuff. Stranded Graveyard Spirit. Which, yes, is the guy that we want. And then I have to clear the filter. There we go. Okay, one issue that I have, we're gonna go ahead and do this because items, any items that we can pick up is good. More items, more good. And this is a Site of Grace. Now, obviously, we have all of the tutorial stuff. That means we can go try to find the Site of Grace that this is. So we're gonna rest at that so I can see it. This is the Cave of Knowledge. Cave of Knowledge. We've got that. Boom! Look at that. How wonderful. And this is an enemy. So I believe it's a wandering noble. Okay, I'm pretty sure these guys are wandering nobles. So we can go ahead and check them off the box. Yeah, so we have to kill one of every enemy. That is also a thing. There's also gestures. There are 46 gestures that I have to get. Alright, that's a wandering noble, so we can come down here. Wandering nobles. I'm like 99% sure these are wandering nobles. We're gonna check it off anyways. Oh. Row of fruit. That's another item. This is a soldier of God. Okay, so that is one of the soldiers of Godric. Is it just regular soldier? No, that's a different kind of soldier. I don't know. It's not popping up. I mean, creatures and enemies is probably another one that's gonna have to be redone. Because I did so many of these based off of the locations that they were supposed to be in that I don't think they're done correctly. Because theoretically there's 161 enemies and creatures, which just doesn't sound right. So, alright, well, I'm not spotting it. Oh. Because it's... Come on. Not quite. Is it Godric Soldier? Not quite. Maybe. I don't know. I backstepped him, but then I ran right back into him and didn't utilize the backstep. If you couldn't tell, tank builds are kind of my favorite kind of build. And I need to not... I'm intentionally trying to go more strength build instead of Soldier of Godric, I'm coming for you. Soldier of Godric. I'm not gonna bother trying to parry him. I'm just gonna dodge and strength. that soldier or Godric. Somebody's calling me. Okay, that was kind of fun. My dad just called me to ask about film legal things because he's making a video for his academic stuff, right? And he was asking like, hey, do I need to, because remember how earlier I was talking about like crowd releases. So he was like, hey, do I need to get a crowd release for this video that I'm making? Well, I'm like, if it's for the school, if it's academic, actually educational content has its own legal stuff, which a lot of times you can't get sued for that kind of stuff because it's educational. It falls under a whole different thing. I didn't even mention that part, but either way, because if he's filming something for the school, if you're a student of said school, you've probably, without realizing it when you sign the contract to be in the school, one of the things is we're allowed to use your image for marketing and all of this kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You can be in the background of our educational videos and not sue us. There's something in there probably for that. So that's what I told him. Heck yeah. And then we pick up whatever this item is. Which is strength. Guess what, guys? Guess what? That's a gesture. You know what that means. We get to mark that off. Strength. Boom. Some of them we automatically received. Like we have bow, wave, jump for joy, point forward, rally, carry, rest. So these ones we've already have. Yeah, so these ones we can go ahead and get. I have an entire, actually we can just filter out. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, no, we can do that. And then we can do auto receive, because there's a whole bunch of these that we just automatically already start the game off with, meaning there's a lot of gestures that we don't need to worry about. As you can see there, that's not 46 gestures, so there's still a lot that we have to worry about. But that's at least all of those that we don't have to worry about. So isn't that exciting, eh? We're off to a great start. The 100% is going well. So of course, as mentioned, we're going to do Sites of Grace, these jits right here. We're going to speedrun all of them. I'm not going to worry about killing enemies and stuff. If I kill something, I kill something. So I mean, all the Limgrave stuff is already up here, but I gotta So we just got Stranded Graveyard. Boom. So that's that done. If we had a stone sword key, we could go in here. There's an ulcerated spirit down there, which is one of the bosses we have to kill. Finger and tarnished. Finger severer and tarnished furled finger. We're just gonna be in key items. I would really love to actually have this up with y'all, so you could see it. Wait, what did I just get? What did I just get? So we have tarnished, we have finger severer, which I don't have. Oh, these are multiplayer items. I don't, well, I think I have the tarnished one. Tarnished furled finger. I do. I don't have the other one. Tarnished, but the finger severer. But I guess we should probably add that there. Actually, wait, key items is one of the things I fixed. Ironically. And I guess there's still... Well, I guess it's the multiplayer items I didn't put on there. So, like, I'm not too worried about all the stuff for that, but... Is there anything down here that I can collect? There is a boss. There is a boss I have to worry about. That's up yonder. Which is Mr. Jit himself. The tree sentinel. That's up here. We kind of have to worry about. Limgrave. So, some of the rules, we're going to region lock ourselves to an area for the most part. There are certain things that we obviously will require us to go to certain things, but that is another site of grace done. So we're going to only stay in... Oh, that's unfortunate. I do not have this site of grace in my spreadsheet. Because once again, the site of grace I did by location. The only F I have is Fort Height West. Oh, wait. It might be in T, actually. It might be in T. Hold up. Hold. Yes, it's in T. I lied. We're good. I forgot. It's in T. That guy. You see this guy? I gotta talk to him. So, like, some of the NPCs mainly are going to require me to go to different areas. We'll start all of their quests, and we'll get that. Another thing with NPCs is some of their quest lines cut each other off. So we're going to do as many quest lines as we can, so we'll probably have to do a New Game Plus to fix, or not fix, but finish up everything. So yeah, but we can talk to him to get that started. Yes.
Come to the left course.
I'm not going to bother listening to what they have to say. I don't really care.
Luckily for me, are you familiar? You may also that. It will lead, even if it.
We're going to exhaust his dialogue.
Grace is to castle, the home of the.
Exhaust his dialogue.
Castle if you. It's time you to castle if you. It's time you to castle.
Okay, so we have exhausted his dialogue. Good. So there's a lot of places we could go. We're going to go to Church of Ella. We're not going to fight the Tree Sentinel. We've already got. Actually, I already picked up a Rowel fruit. I can go ahead and mark that off. I got one of those. Wait, right? One of these. Rolla fruit. There it is. I see it now. Rolla fruit. So we can pick it up. We also have the summons. Small golden effigy. That might be a key item. Either that or it's a multiplayer item, and that, if it's a multiplayer item, I don't care. This is not sorted. Is it a multiplayer item? Sends a co-op sign to something cool. Oh yeah, it is a multiplayer item. We don't care about it. That's a ghost and thin beast bones. Or not a ghost, a goat. Thin beast bones. Check. And if we go to creatures and enemies, I really should have laid this out better. Your fine goat. Which I don't have on the list. I have sheep. So we have a goat. Nice. Unless this is considered a sheep. Rune fragment. Sheep dead. One thing. Actually, are there goats or is it just sheep? It might just be sheep, so that we might not have to worry, but that's definitely a sheep killed. And rune fragment. Go back to items. Perfect. Rune fragment collected. I thought it was funny. Okay. We go over to here. Merchant Kale is one of the merchants I have to talk to. And it's also a site of grace. So we can go to site of grace. This is Church Ella. And that's a smithing stone 1 as well. And we might as well go to this guy.
You're a tar, and I can also that you're not. Then why? I am Carly.
Go ahead and do that. So we can go ahead and buy a crafting kit. So we need to buy a lot of this. We need to buy almost all of this. We need everything. I'm not going to worry about these notes. I don't think I have these notes listed, so I'm not going to worry about them. We'll go ahead and buy some throwing daggers.
Goodbye. Nice
which
to
I
do
have
business.
in here. So, thanks, Chief. Thanks, Chief. So we can go ahead. So now we have item crafting available to us. So we need to craft 1 of everything here. This one we don't need to worry about. Which actually, craftable items I didn't make a column for yet. So we'll make that later because that's something we don't have to worry about and isn't regionable. So, obviously, oh, I literally only bought 1 throwing dagger. Lol, I thought it came in much larger. Yeah, that's fine. We can go ahead and mark it off. Throwing dagger. Obviously don't have very many runes. And smithing stone 1. We're only going to collect 1 of every upgrade material. Because obviously they have bell bearings, and the bell bearing, oh, we can also do merchants. We have Merchant Kale. Actually, no, Merchant Kale, I think, is in the NPCs. Because he's kind of his own thing, I think. Yeah, he was his own thing, because he's kind of a special merchant. There's also all the finger reader cronies, so we have to do 8 of those guys. There are 18 merchants that I have to worry about, and then smithing stone. Perfect. Thanks. I need more runes to be able to buy out his stuff. So if I wanted to, you know what? Let's make things interesting. Let's see if I can't upgrade this one. This weapon one. Thanks. I need. Oh, this is already +1. Okay. I'm gonna two-hand because I like two-handing better. And I'm gonna fight Mr. Man over here. Oh, shoot. I did not know that was that. I did better than I thought I would. By the way, this is probably the point where I should mention that I have mods installed. So I don't lose my runes. Because I don't like it. So we're not gonna worry about losing my runes. Oh, I didn't realize it was paired with an attack. I was clicking it to try to figure that out. Okay. Try this again. Okay, it's kind of interesting that I can be in that little pit and he doesn't hit me. I don't know when he hit me on the second time, though. Alright, well, I'm not going to waste my time on that guy. We're going to come back later when we're a little bit stronger, have better gear. Instead, we're going to get, as I mentioned, I kind of want to do site spacing. Early flower. Let's go mark that off. I'm lazy, so I don't want to just save this all for the video, like, for the recording and looking through the recording and do it like that. But I suppose... Oh, jeez Louise, I'm sorry. I suppose that'd probably be better content-wise. Especially since you guys can't see me marking things off, that it probably would be better to go through. Because either way, I'm going to have to mark things off. But this is a soldier. That's a soldier dead. Keep that in our mental because we've got to run. Now we're going to pick this up. This is something interesting. Great. I was correct. It is something interesting. It is also something we need. There are a few items in this area that we do need. However, I want Torrent. And I do not have Torrent as an item because you almost always get Torrent. You're going to get him regardless. So there's no reason to mention him separately to anything else in the game. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to use Torrent to go... this is Gatefront.
Have you heard of the day, sir? But you,
Yes.
I can turning route to aid you. You need only to the foot. Then it's set. Summon me. Ah, I bequeath.
Thanks.
Use it. It will summon a torrent to treat him with.
I don't think
Shall
I
let my
can.
share them with me.
Maybe I can.
Your
No,
thoughts.
I cannot. I need 800 for that. But
Your ambitions.
more strength,
The
the more gooder
principles
does
you would
damage,
follow.
or we could level up health. We don't have enough to level up anything. Ain't gonna worry about it, homie. But we obviously want Torrent. I want him on this one, because that's just generally where I've had him. Kukris could be handy. Which scale with Dex. It's kind of cool. So that's that jit. There's a weapon in here. I want to pick that up. You know what? I think I am going to just do that. Alright, well. That's the wrong button. Bad shot. Fine, good sir. So this is Lord Sworn's Greatsword. It's also the grave map. What is in here? What is up my Herbra? I know that there is an item that I seek. It's over here. I just don't know where it is. I don't think it's this. I think it's Rune Fragment, which is utterly useless. What are those? Can I step on this? I can. There's also a flail in there, which we can pick up. Could be handy. Hello, jits. Hello, jits. Just trying to come down here, brothers. Hey. No, I didn't pick it up yet. I thought I did. No, I knew I didn't. That's what I'm talking about. This game part was. Go, please. Yeah, I need more health. Because I don't want to die so many times while trying to gather things. Low hits. Why me? Just want to sight him. Just want. That's not even the thing I wanted. Oh no, it is in here. It is in here. The whetstone knife. We need that. And we have an ash of war as well. Oh, I thought I could. Tried to dodge. Trust. Bye, good sir. Oh, thank you. Sights of Grace, that's what we're after. Yeah. That also means I don't have to hit my computer. Okay, we can just go through. I'm just gonna do this, that way it's a lot easier for me to figure out. So that's a Geel Lake North. Bach is also this way, so we'll go ahead and start his quest line.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully? You? Oh, yes. I remember some clothes. You were just thank you. I was put and I ended
Bach.
Oh, when they so this is all I
Mushroom, thanks.
They're not right. I'm right. I'm my knees.
Cave on the shore. Alright, yeah, so that starts that quest line. Already killed one of you. These are also soldiers / wandering nobles, I don't know. Either way, they're dead. Oh, this guy's literally running away from me. Okay. Oh, stop it. I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get determination here, brother. Alright. One thing I have to make sure I do is not go into Weeping Peninsula until until I actually get everything in Limgrave. Because Weeping Peninsula, even though a lot of times it's lumped together with Limgrave, we're gonna separate. So I gotta kill those guys too. Okay. Can I? Oh my brother! That's annoying. I didn't realize I was that low health. And I could not get off of Torrent easily. I'm like trying to press the buttons, because you have to press 2 buttons. I have to press A and then the side. But a lot of times I press A too quickly, so I'm just pressing the side button. Which does not help. Let's try this again. There are also some other areas that are kind of funny. Because Knight's Cap up here. And I actually have to dodge now. It's kind of weird. I'm forcing myself to learn how to be better at the game by dodging. Because if you haven't noticed, I don't do that very often. I'm still gonna tank build myself, but oh, it's not even a thing. It's a false, it's a red herring. What do you mean? Give me that. Butterfly. It was a red herring. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy. You know what I should probably actually be doing? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm heading straight for Weeping Peninsula right now, and I shouldn't be. I need to be the Bridge of Sacrifice. We can't cross this bridge. Yes, I'm aware of that. That's where I'm going. Don't mind me. Oh shoot, he had a lot more range than I thought. I need to get the physic. Which is over, actually not. Okay, not really over this way. It's, I know what it is. Trust. Trust that over there. Ooh, graveyard. I don't know how people do this so smooth. I'm trying my hardest to like maintain a steady path. Runes is very handy. These are great places for randomizers. We've already gotten mushrooms. Item gathering is not going to be much of a concern to begin with, because okay, that's a squirrel dead. Okay, there's something here that's important. I mean, there's these gems. There's an enemy. Boss, they get the pumpkin head. I'm gonna fight it. No, why not? Hey, oh, look at that on the right. See, I'm dodging way too soon. And I'm assuming things are not attacks. Because I'm not gonna lie, my damage actually isn't that bad. I'm just not dodging. And then I'm getting hit by every attack. Give me whatever this is. That really wasn't working. I am stuck. Question mark. Awesome. Got poisoned because I got stuck. And there's no sights of grace nearby. Okay. Restart, please. Bad job of killing him. There you go. Thank you. I just wanted to reset my health and the fact that I was poisoned. There isn't a site of grace nearby, or at least not that I know of. That's a thing. I keep thinking there's no sites of grace nearby, and then there always is. Let's try this again. Proper this time, please. I just need to remember how to get there. I'm panicking. I'm just swinging. I was just swinging. Okay, don't hit his head. That's the whole shtick of Mad Pumpkinheads. Don't hit their heads. It's kind of hard when he keeps throwing it in front of my sword. I'm supposed to be a sight of grace on my physic. That's really what I'm supposed to be after. I also think a lot of it is the lack of knowledge when it comes to this weapon. Remember, I only used one weapon in my first playthrough, the claws. Like, I used that and the katana and Akiba for a little while, but really I just focused on using the claws the whole time. I didn't really pivot to anything else. Side of grace. So, in reality, I want to use a strength great sword kind of builds, maybe, but also there's a lot of cool weapons. This is Mistwood Outskirts. There's a guy up there that I want to talk to. Because he has a quest, and he's an NPC. I want to kill him. He gives me a golden seed.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the great Kennethite, servant to the True Order and celebrated... you've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's... No, despite it, you might have. Untarnished, I want you to take back my fort. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool! What are you waiting? My fort... Oh, I fret not. The celebration...
Okay, I think that's...
Yes, I would take that depraved lot honestly, Godric. First, then he... And to think... Yeah.
Okay, did I
What are you waiting for? My fort.
Okay, I did exhaust it. Obviously, each map is also a key item that we're grabbing. So, I think it probably would be better to go back through because I would probably want to mark out what I collected in certain portions in the video. So when I get to certain clips, I know exactly what I've done. Bye. I just want the physical guy. Kaled access is back here as well, but once again, we're landlocked, so we can't. So this is the Third Church of America.
Spoken words, if you wish. Very well, my lord. With
I'm
thine
interested, but we're
eye
gonna
will
go. We're
well.
gonna speedrun. Because I'm not actually interested. Physic. And a sacred tear. Now, there's actually only a certain amount of sacred tears that we can collect. I forgot. I'm gonna close this. Kind of put this away. So I don't interact with it. Whoa! What's this? Crazy. Move my stuff back to where it was. Because of course I had my laptop in front of me, but not quite in front of me, so I had to move a lot around. Okay. Though I will say, that may have not been a good idea, because I don't know where everything is. So, I just realized, I don't know where the map of this area is. But what I do know is that there's important stuff this way. The axe tower is this way, and we definitely want that because I'm going to be trying to use charged attacks. And that's going to boost my charged attack damage. So, explore build. There are bears over here as well, so that's something to consider. But I don't think I'm going to be fighting a bear. Oh, sweet, yeah, here's the map, okay. I'm gonna choose that one. Man, okay, that's a cookbook. It's very good. Don't worry. Next time. This obviously lowers our max health, but right now that's not really helping us all that much. So, what else do I have for weapon? We have the Lorn swords, which we need 16 strength. Which I only have 14. We have the flail, which requires 18 dex. Halberd. This does 110. This does 136. Just does that. What does a halberd look like weight-wise? Am I still? No, I'm heavy. Honestly, I'm not a shield guy. Nice. Right, there we go. Oh, I forgot these idiots lunge. Yeah, that's lovely. Thanks. So there's a merchant over here.
Welcome, dear customer.
Yes, right. Welcome. Value, please. I'm hungry.
He has cookbooks, which is good. Blue kite shield. Also good. Well, like, I need all of these items. It does sell smithing stones as well, which is very useful. Very useful indeed. Alright, we're going to go and get the Dectus. Which actually really doesn't matter because I'm not going to be taking the Dectus lift anyways. Funnily enough. Because... So there's a golden seed right here. I want that. Dectus Medallion's key item, so we need that. Yeah, this guy has a natural 4, that's what I want. Yeah, dude. Freaking stun lock him with the R1 halberd. That's a strat right there. Okay, so since we did that, we also now have this. So yeah. Blades also can be there. I just realized I need to talk to Merchant Kale for that reason to get Blades quest line.
This way,
Oh, Rana.
tarnished. May I have a pleasure to meet thee, Tyan the Witch. I'd heard tell of, and upon look at talk, I saw thou art possessed to call forth. Ah, as I was entrusted thee by Torrent's former master. 'Tis a bell, summon them with it.
Another important
From
thing,
ash
we have to
and
collect all
return
spirit
to the
ashes.
spirits will have now.
So-
It is that.
Not that I particularly am going to use.
Forgive my.
But oh, she gone.
Wait. Well, you're the howl of a wolf. I suppose he must still... I know. Next time you hear the wolf's howl, don't fret. I just have an inkling.
Finger snap.
I am selling where the land is only, let's say, goodbye for now.
Gesture. Kind of good to know. Good to know this stuff. And we can add a charge to the flask, make it better. And we can also Sacred Tiara. I am going to head, I think, through the castle gates to get some of those things. Start getting the sites of grace that are up there. Will probably be good. 100%ing this is gonna be kind of crazy. I realized the other reason I had the other reason I did it a certain way and specifically had specifically at my computer. Oh, come on, brother. Literally stunned me right in the middle. Just about to miss it. The last line of defense. Really bad job. Get you, son. I love that wolves just fall from this all the time. Alright, I believe. Ooh, nice.
This is light, but now you can see the rays of... Upon the cliff, a demigod. If the rays and the Elden as an ally, I prayed to face the...
Thanks. Sounds for a key. And you are somebody I need to talk to.
Everyone's been
Roderick.
grafted. Everyone who came with me, only to have their arms taken. Did you know? It's quite the lark when you think.
Thanks.
You're all on your own and heading to Stormvale. Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Well, that makes us two peas. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm nothing but...
Do you have any more dialogue?
I know. Can you take...
Thanks.
It'll be glad...
Do you have any
It
more
was a
dialogue?
pleasure. Oh, tell them I love them trying to get... It was... Oh, tell them I love them trying to get...
Appreciate. There's also shack that's this way. That we can go over there. I think we're nasty might be in there. Fire arrows. Nice, that is. Also a site of grace. For nasty. That can recall. His armor I want, but I would have to kill him to get it. Kind of a problem. So we've got War, Stormhill, Gatefront. Alright, I just need to make sure that I like linger over and enough to see it. I'll do that later.
Not seen you. Name's Bun. Let me ask you, are you here and does your despite? Yes, takes me any into all I know. Now's the time.
So he's got stuff. Kick. Already got parry. But I guess we don't specifically have it. So we're going to need everything this guy has.
Not floating your boat, eh? Well, there's not.
Do you have anything else to like
There
say?
you are. Not floating your boat.
Oh, wait, maybe
well,
there is.
there you are. There's a myriad of memento, a fine tale. That's how I felt it. It grants meaning.
Okay.
Not floating your boat, eh?
No, not particularly. We're gonna make a day because enemies spawn, more enemies, bosses spawn at night.
Me, I'm set for my purpose. For the reason there is something I've acted, I am knowing.
Good morning. I can do the actual board. Do that. We can do determination or storm stomp. Kind of like what I have already on it. And we don't have like heavy, which would be useful for us, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I might as well continue this way. Gotta find. Yeah. Already have children butterflies. Where sites of grace hunting? Need to find more.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello?
I will get you, Alexander. That is Sainsbury.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Anyone? Hello? Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to... I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please. My thanks. Just give me a good smack from the wheel, and I'll pop. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well. Give it your all, Ouch! Don't stop now. Just put those down. Give it your all.
There you go. That's a... Oh, that's another gesture.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
Thanks.
Once again, I am beyond upon this. I'd heard doesn't of them. I'm heading to Redmane. I've heard.
I just need to make sure that I
to Redmane. I've
exhaust their dialogue, because I do that a lot where I don't exhaust their dialogue and it becomes problematic. Well, we're gonna die. Oh, we're not gonna die. This, I don't think, is a boss pumpkin. It's a lesser pumpkin. Smoothing stone one. That's not bad. I know there's a Tibia Mariner down this way. That's good to know. I know there's a site of grace down this way. There's quite a lot of sites of grace, actually. I realized, yeah, the spreadsheet's also to help me know what's around it. We're not gonna worry about boxes yet. So that's summon water. Obviously, past this point, this is the entrance to Caleb, but we're not going there yet. There's a lot more sites of grace in this area. There's some down here. There's obviously all the ones in every single cave as well. That's there. Though I think I'm pretty happy with the progress. I really want to finish that spreadsheet and get that all situated, because obviously I think the sites of grace were chill on. I found all of those, but weapons definitely need to upgrade. I need to do all of that. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today's stream. Go ahead and end the recording. And then I need to do that because I can't click buttons here, but that'll be all